a dream that I was standing by one of our rivers up in the Klamath Basin. And I remember looking down into the rivers and thinking, hey, there's salmon down there. And it was the most beautiful thing. And I don't know why I did it, but I hit my chest like this, like you would do a pet to jump into your arms. And the salmon jumped right up into my chest. And it was a real beautiful feeling. So I woke up and I wrote it down. And then I thought, now that's my song. That's the song. And so basically the song, Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus Kiaminos Whiskey. Jumping out of the river like a fish into the heart of the dreamer. I am the fish spirit's magic song. So that's how it translates. So we'll try it out.
Wow.
Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus. Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus. Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus. 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 Yeah, my nose whiskey. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Yeah, my nose whiskey. Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus. Wedge Wonk Hawiga Steinas dot St. Lotus. Yeah, my
We're fish people. We're people of the Klamath River. We were honored when we were born. Now it's time for us to give something back. Honor the resource, but more importantly, honor our children.
My name is Craig Tucker. I'm the campaign coordinator for the Karuk tribe, and I'm just going to introduce speakers today. We got a lot of media folks, got a lot of people with things to say. So we're going to have several speakers we have scheduled. Leadership from the tribes are going to speak. We're going to have at the end of that an opportunity for questions and answers with any media here, and then we'll let some tribal members speak who have a much stronger tie to this fishery than certainly I can describe. So the first person I want to bring up is Hillman. He's the vice chairman of the Karuk tribe of California and a ceremonial leader for the Karuk tribe, and we'll let him kick off the event.
So I want to start today by offering a brief blessing. We're in someone else's country today, and we say Yotwa to those folks for allowing us to be here in their country. But we're here to talk about our country. Tititi vishkaria tuiship. Yurukitiv tanen ipan. Karukitiv tanen ipan. Nanitatoy to go to Panano Harakarim. Ok by Nano Nanitiv tanen. Ok by Nui for Karuana Piet, but Robert coming up. Whoa! You see, this blessing works here, it works in our own country. The blessing says that this right here is our country. This is where we were born and raised, just like our long ago people, our ancestors. May it continue to always be so. This is the time. I've spent the last too many years 20 or so, talking about fish, talking about water, talking about our people, the lives of our people, the future of our children. After many years, empty promises. That's being gracious, I think. Lies. We have some new leadership at Pacificorp. We are at a time in history with the relicensing the Klamath dams. This is a historic and unprecedented opportunity that lies before us. And while this is a lot of fun, we don't have too many of these to look forward to. Today it's going to be about, when we walk away, when we leave here today, yeah, there's going to be a lot of good energy. There's a lot of good energy now. But time is running out. Time is now for action. The new leadership in Pacificorp says they don't mind Klamath dams coming out. They say they've heard our voice.
Undam the Klamath! Bring the salmon home! 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 Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Undam the Klamath! 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 Bring the salmon home!
They say they'll work with us to bring the salmon home. The question is, do they mean it this time? I don't know. I find myself standing here saying, once again, we are cautiously optimistic, but we can't have no more broken promises.
Right.
It's time to bring in Governor Kulangowski. Let him know. Governor Schwarzenegger. It's time to step up to the plate, boys. We got some work to do. We need the states of California, states of Oregon. I want Governor Kulangowski to hear this message. We need you, and you need us. You need to step up now. You need to let your voice be known for this state. Stand up for the economy of this state. Stand up for the economy of California, Governor Schwarzenegger. Work with the tribes. Work with the commercial fishermen. Work with the farmers in the Upper Klamath Basin. You know, these are folks, people say, well, those guys can't work together, those are enemies. Well, we find ourselves oftentimes being mistaken as enemies, but we have one thing in common. We all hurt. And right now, we all hurt, and something can be done. What can be done is we can remove 4 dams in the Klamath River. This is not pie in the sky. This isn't rocket science. This is simply politics. And I got a sign right here. It says, that ain't what we need right now. It says what we need right now is we need water, we need fish. And the fish need an opportunity to come home and do their thing. Yeah. It's up to us to give them that opportunity. It's here. It's here. It's now. When we leave here today, you got to contact your governors. You got to contact your state representatives. Pacificorp Pacificorp says all they need is money. They don't care about the dams. They want money. Well, it's not just about money. It's about people. All people.
We need fish.
Yeah, we need some fish too. So, time's come for action. And like I say, yeah, this is great. I'd love to do this every year and say this is an annual event, but this can't be an annual event, folks. When we gather here again in the future, needs to be in celebration. Celebration of victory. Because nothing less we can have. Nothing less. We must have victory. We must remove the dams. Otherwise, we won't be here. No, we won't disappear tomorrow, but somebody not too far from this place, not too long ago, made a prediction. He said when the white man got to eat money, then maybe he'll realize what we've been telling him. I think his name was Chief Seattle. And turns out, here we are. Are they going to eat money? Can we eat money?
I eat salmon.
We need salmon. We need water. Let the governors know. Now's the time. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get busy. Pacificorp, you say you're ready to do this thing? Let's do it. Let's get it on. Now.
Thank you, Hillman, Yurok tribe, down at the mouth of the river. His name is Frankie Joe Myers. He's a traditional fisherman.
Let's go, Frankie!
Ayukui, Knack Down, Frankie Myers, Metro Macham, Shregon, Walklav, Skui Sahigam, Kikawanu Malka, Walklav. I was asked to come today to share my feelings on what the salmon means to me. And I remember being asked one time what the salmon meant to the Yurok people, what it meant to the Napulak Lao, downriver people. And I had a hard time answering because I didn't know what it meant to all the people. And I could only answer and tell them what it meant to me. And to me, it's the connection to the way we once were, before we started having to fight for who we were. You know, we've been fighting for over 100 years now for the salmon and for the river. And it's been under attack since the 1900s, since they first started digging the ditches to divert the water, to when they started putting the dirt in the water to dam the water, to stop the fish. From that day forward, for 100 years, our salmon have been under attack. But before that, way Numi Nahikon, they say Numi Nahikon way back, a long time ago, before people could even speak, before we were even here, the salmon and everyone lived, and they were here. And when the Wage, the spirit people that were there, they were asking who could stand up to the plate to help sustain our people. And Nepui, before he was Nepui Salmon, he said, I will. I'll help sustain our people. And he has ever since. He sustained our people. He's Nepui. He's what we eat. That's what it is. And now it's our turn to help defend him, to help defend what we eat, our people. We must never forget that these salmon are more than just creatures of the water. They are people just like me and you. They wouldn't give up on us. We shouldn't give up on them.
Bring the salmon home! 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 Bring the salmon home!
Our next speaker is the Vice Chairman of the Yurok tribe. His name is Tommy O'Rourke. Tommy, come give us your thoughts on this.
Good afternoon. A lot of us travel great distances to get here. Like they said, that we drove all night.
A little bit louder.
We are here for the Klamath River and to get the dams removed from the Klamath River. That the state of the Klamath River is in despair. The waters are contaminated and polluted. Our people can no longer swim in the river without getting scabs on them, without getting sores on them. That there's a new algae in the bloom that blooms behind, that germinates behind these dams. It's blue-green algae. And that certain times a year reaches very toxic levels that are poison to our people, and not only to the people, but to the animals and to the salmon that come in contact with these algae. You know, that I'm here not only to speak for the people, but more so to speak for the salmon. That in 2002, 70,000 salmon died in our river, in the Klamath River, and they laid along the banks of the Klamath River. And this lady behind me, that she has a picture of them fish to show them salmon speaking out for themselves. And here's what we looked at all along our riverbanks. That them fish gave their last breath to speak out for themselves, and now they can no longer speak for themselves. And so we as a people that care, concerned people, users of the salmon, users of the river, it's our turn to stand up and speak out for them fish. It shows of the kind of environment that we live in, and it's an unhealthy environment, and it's the very core to the whole ecosystem. And that it's a key to our existence. Everyone knows what happens when the ecosystem starts to unwind. What happens to the things around it? It brings death. And so it's not only to the Yurok people and to the tribal peoples along the river, but to all people who come in contact to the Klamath River, to all the people that see its beauty, felt its beauty, and touch its beauty. Its beauty has touched them. That's what we stand for today. That this river is a very key to our existence, and that's what we're doing here, to get Pacificorp to take the dams out so that we can start to stabilize our habitat, to restore the habitat of the fish and all of the other creatures that depend on this water source. Now we need the governors of California and Oregon to stand behind us and to stand behind humanity. And so today I ask the governors of both California and Oregon that they stand up and take a public stand to support dam removal of the Klamath River. Thank you.
Fish be not damned! 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 Fish be not damned!
I want to introduce Chuck Carpenter. He's cultural advisor, traditional fisherman of the Hoopa Valley tribe.
Hey, my brothers and sisters from all nations, within the nations. We are here to honor our past, as well as our present and our future of all these little young children running around here and supporting us in our fight and our cause for the people. We are here carrying on something very sacred to us. It just isn't a salmon, and it just isn't water. It is our livelihood, our culture, our heritage, our customs, and our beliefs of the native people that we are. We stand up for our future generations. We are here to ask the voting public of Oregon and California to step into this fight with us and help us. Write to your congressmen, your senators, and to Pacificorp to do the right thing for our future people that haven't even been here yet, are still a twinkle in these young children's eyes. As a culture and heritage that we stand for. Bring our salmon home.
Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home!
We're in Oregon today, and we have tried the Klamath River. Rivers don't know state lines, and the Klamath River starts in Oregon, comes through California, and the homeland of the Klamath tribes of Oregon, the biggest tribe in the state of Oregon, is the headwaters of the Klamath River. So I want to invite Alan Foreman, he's the chairman of the Klamath tribes of Oregon, to bring this thing home.
Thank you, Craig, and it's good to see such turnout. My name's Alan Foreman, chairman of the Klamath tribes, and I come to you today as a leader of a sovereign nation and as an American. We're here today not out of choice, but out of necessity. We're here because the rights of Americans are being and have been violated. 146 years ago, the United States government entered into a treaty with the Klamath Nation. The essence of that treaty stated that we, the Klamath people, would retain our right to hunt, fish, gather, and trap within our homelands forever. Exactly 90 years ago, construction began on the first of several power generation dams on the Klamath River. This action was taken by the California-Oregon Power Company and endorsed by the federal government. This action subsequently blocks all runs of salmon and steelhead from our homelands, which they had done since the beginning of time. Promises were made to remedy the situation by providing fish passage. This action never materialized. Today, there are 4 large dams and 2 smaller dams on the Klamath River, and the Klamath tribes are still without their salmon. There is no passage for the salmon. The only realistic solution available is to remove the 4 lower dams. Who is there among us that would be content with the counsel of further patience and delay? We have been patient, and still generations have passed since a remedy was promised. Yet their heirs, their grandsons, cannot exercise their right to fish for salmon today. We find ourselves bound by the bonds of injustice. Consequently, we are still slaves of social and economic oppression. And this nation, for all its hopes and its boasts, will not be fully free until it respects the rights of all citizens.
Honor the treaty!
I hope that every American, regardless of where he lives, will stop and examine his conscience about this and other related incidents. The United States was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle of justice and equality, and that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Treaties are considered the supreme law of the land, and were in most cases contain language to protect the existing rights of Native Americans. It's unconscionable when they are violated. Today, we know that America is committed to a worldwide struggle to improve the rights of people around the world who wish to be free. Yet we ignore the God-given rights of our own citizens. This is not a regional issue. Difficulties over Native American rights exist in every state of the Union, producing a rising tide of discontent throughout the country. Nor is this a partisan issue. Men of goodwill and generosity should be able to unite regardless of party or politics. This is not even a legal issue or a legislative issue. It's a matter of right and wrong. The law alone cannot make men see right from wrong. We're confronted primarily with a moral issue, and it's as old as the scriptures and as clear as the American Constitution. The heart of the question is whether we as Americans are to be afforded the rights and opportunities that were promised, whether we're going to respect the rights of our fellow Americans as we would want to be treated. The United States preaches freedom around the world, and I believe they mean it. And we cherish our freedom here at home. But are we to say to the world and to each other that this land of justice applies everywhere else except to Native Americans? We Americans face a moral crisis as a country and as a people. It cannot be met by repressive action. It cannot be swept under the carpet. It cannot be quieted by token talk or token moves. It's time for Congress to act. It's time for our state and local legislative bodies. And it's time for all the citizens to unite and act. It's not enough to say that we have a local problem. It affects citizens of 2 states and 4 sovereign nations. It affects agricultural communities, commercial and sport fishermen, and all those who loved God's creation as it was intended to be. A great challenge, a great change is possible. Our task today, our obligation, is to make that change. Those who are doing nothing are inviting the shame of continued injustice. Those who act boldly are recognizing that right is reality. In this respect, I want to pay tribute to the new leadership of Pacificorp, who have been willing to work toward the right solutions. We hope that they're acting out of a sense of human decency and not out of a sense of legal duty. Now we need the governors of Oregon and California and the federal government to provide necessary incentives for them to continue down the right path. It seems to me that these matters should concern all of us. We need to strongly urge our congressmen and the state governments to provide those incentives. This is one country. It has become one country because all the people who came here had an equal chance to develop their culture and way of life. But we cannot say to 1% of the population that you can't have that right. That your children cannot have the chance to develop and maintain their way of life and their culture. It should not be the only way that we're going to get our rights by going to the streets and demonstrate. I think we owe ourselves a better country than that. Therefore, I'm asking the help of all citizens throughout the country to make it easier for us to move ahead and to help bring our salmon home. And that's what we're talking about. This is a matter that concerns the entire country, and what it stands for. And meeting it, I ask the support of all citizens and the legislators of Oregon, California, and the federal government. Thank you very much.
I heard there was a dam here today. Iron Gate Dam, that's the lowest dam down on the Klamath River. So can we get the dam over here to my right? We got the dam in transit. Undam the Klamath! 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 Let's go, let's push up here! Undam the Klamath! 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 We got some fish right there! Here comes the salmon! Yeah, the big salmon! The Klamath! Undam 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 the Klamath! And let me ask you guys a question! Let me ask you a question! What's killing the salmon? What's making bad water? What needs to come down? What are we about to take down right now? Let's take these dams down! Undam the Klamath! Bring the salmon home! 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 Yeah, come on, let's go to the back! Let's go chant the salmon home now! Undam the Klamath! Bring the salmon home! 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 Bring the salmon home! Salmon home! And bring the salmon home! Undam the Klamath! Bring the salmon home! Fish be not damned! Ho! 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 Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon home! Bring the salmon